Got afternoon baseball, Tigers in the mix. We got a big sports night. We got some calls, too. Let's get you in the mix here. We'll start with Michael in Bayhead, New Jersey. He says hello first. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? What's going on?
Hey, I'm at the beach here, doggy, in your favorite town, Bayhead.
Nice spot.
This morning.
Yeah, Bayhead, New Jersey. Good for you. That is down at the Long Beach Island. Is that correct?
No, Manilokin.
Oh, Bayhead. That Bayhead. I'm thinking, yes, I love that town. What am I talking about? Well, what is the name of the town? And there's another town in Long Beach Island that begins with a Bay, too. I got confused for a second. Yes, Bayhead, right near Manilokin, one town down from Point Pleasant. Good for you. What's on your mind today? What do you have?
Pitchers. Yankees are going to need something for the season. What's the chances, and what would it take to get a Cole Hamels to get him through the season? And then any chance of Mad Bum or Syndergaard, and what would it take?
Well, they're never going to get Syndergaard. The Mets are never going to trade him to him, Mike. They're not going to get Bumgarner either. I think Hamels is a possibility. I would not rule out Hamels. You know, he is the one pitcher that you would think would be traded. Texas is bad. That you're onto something with him. Syndergaard and Bumgarner, no way. I know the Giants are going to probably be in the cusp of a pennant race, at least for a wild card, because they're 500 right now. Bumgarner hasn't pitched, so they'll be in the fringe. But I do not think Syndergaard. You got no chance. Forget that. That's crazy. But Hamels I can see down the road. Here's Mike in San Diego. Another Michael gets us going. Michael, good afternoon. How are you today, pal?
Good, buddy. I have to tell you, I never told you this, but when I met you in San Diego, and I came over to the winter meetings, you were in the corner there, and before I even met you, before I said hello, I introduced this local radio woman to go on your show. And I thought I was being helpful, and I forgot the old rule of radio, always think of your audience. And you politely said no, and you were very gracious, and you said to the young radio person, you declined on that. And you said, but you said it nice. And it just made me realize that here I was, I made a mistake, I'm a nobody, and you treated me with respect, and then, you forgot about it, and we went on, and I've taken that lesson. I really learned a lot from that, where you give...
Jeez, I remember the trip in San Diego. Those were the winter meetings.
Right.
Forget
what... over a woman, she had the short skirt, she had she was ready to go on your show. Of course, she was all excited, and you said, Mike, I got a show, but you were nice about it, and... I don't
remember you. I do remember spending time with you. I don't remember the young lady, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad I wasn't a mean son of a gun. I must have been in a good mood that day. I must have won a runs, hits, errors over or under or something, or an NFL bet, something like that. Go.
Yeah, we're talking Dick Allen, but I have to take you to put you to task for that. You had Steve Garvey on.
Yeah.
And you just schemed through his stats, and what you didn't figure in is that he played in the Marine layer of L.A. So there's nobody who's hitting a lot of home runs in Dodger Stadium.
No, he wasn't a home run hitter anyway, but I understand.
Right.
Go ahead.
And then, he had 1, 2, I'm going to count 76, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. His lifetime batting average is .338. He was 11 home runs, 31 RBIs. He helped, he helped the Padres to a World Series. He led the league in games play. Led the National League in games played 6 times. I don't know how you could say he's not a Hall of Famer, especially when you see the guys that are getting in. I don't think you just glossed over his stats.
Well, I've been a big Garvey fan. Now, we went through it pretty carefully, Mike. I mean, he's got about 6 Hall of Fame years where you say that is, no, I understand about the era. You're right about the offense, but he's got about, and our ballpark was tough to hit at night, but he's got about, it's always been a pitcher's park, Dodger Stadium. Ball does not travel at night, but he's got about 6. He's got 6 Hall of Fame years.
I'm going to count 76 because he won the All-Star Game MVP.
You got to count that? I mean, I don't know if I 74 to about 80, he's pretty consistent. He had the one real good year in San Diego, and, he just wasn't, it's close. I'm not sitting there and tell you he's got 272 home runs and about 1,200 RBIs. I mean, and he's a .294 lifetime batting average. I mean, that's close.
Dodger Stadium.
He played at Dodger Stadium.
The thing that you don't have, and I don't know why you go back and forth with. So I mean, Torrey's the nicest guy in the world, but you don't have that guy to go back and forth with like you do on on high heat, where Shine will disagree with you and you go back and forth. But going back and forth with Torrey is just a waste of time. I don't know why you need that guy to agree with you all the time.
Well, I don't want him to agree with me, Mike, but I want a little feistiness. A lot of people like me and Torrey babbling around. I think Steve, to be honest with you, I think Steve sometimes gets a little nervous with me. Hey, I can be rough. We all know it. And I can be a little nasty. We all know that. And I think Steve walks in here sometimes walking on eggshells. And he's not, one thing about Stevie, he's very confident in a lot of areas, but he's not a born, talk show host. He picked up the genre late. He's done a hell of a job where he is right now, but he's not a born, confident sports talk show host. He's never done it confidently. And I think he walks in here and he's afraid I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go say something crazy, and he's not going to be able to, and then I can bite his head off, and I think that makes him a little nervous sometimes. Here's John in Ohio, and he's aboard. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Johnny, good afternoon. How are you today, pal?
Hey, Dog. How you doing?
Fine, John. Thank you. What's going on?
Hey,
what do you have for me?
I listened to your show yesterday. Don't give me a chance to respond, but you were a little hard on that guy from Atlanta, weren't you?
About the host situation, about the Atlanta Braves sports fan?
Yeah, with the ratings and the attendance, because you were hard on me, a year and almost 2 years ago when the Indians, were selling their tickets to Cubs fans, but I think it was just an economic thing. And
well, economics should. If you own season tickets to the Indians, as the fan base did, and it's Game 7 of the World Series, and you haven't won since 1948, economics should not play a part. Simple.
You're right. I get it. I just think sometimes you go a little hard on the ratings, with everything. But I will say this. I appreciate what you did last night on Scott's show. You called in talking about the Hall of Fame for the baseball players and stuff.
No, I didn't call it. Scott Wetzel. I did not call in with Scott Wetzel last night, John.
Well, you better go back and listen, because it sounds just like you. And you guys were talking about, because I guess somebody called and told him about the whole Mariano first ballot.
Well, that I did.
Now it's a huge thing.
Well, I guess maybe Scotty used it as part of his program, but I did not. 2 a.m. I did not dial 888 Mad Dog 6 to say. I just didn't do it. Scott. He made a big deal about Mariano not being a Hall of Famer on a first ballot, and that's when I got a part company. That's a guy who's either one of two things. The old line with what the one guy said to Gene Hackman when he was teaching his Hoosiers basketball team in '86. There's two kinds of stupid. There is the one stupid where you get drunk, you take your clothes off, and you dance and you dance outside. Remember that? And then the other kind of stupid is when you hit me in the where it hurts. That's two kinds of stupid for Scott. Whether he is saying that to get a phone call middle of the night, I don't know. He can't believe it. I know he's a Red Sox groupie, but that he can't believe, that somehow Mariano's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. But it wasn't me who chatted. It wasn't me who called. It wasn't me who dialed in. We continue. Mad Dog Unleashed.
Mad Dog Unleashed.